Leadership Development, Richard Burwell.
When I first learned that the first project on my pathway would be an icebreaker, my first thought was, what's an icebreaker? Then the realization hit me. I would be talking about the subject I'm least comfortable talking about, me. All I could think of was the scene from Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, where Austin Powers' nemesis, Dr. Evil, is asked to tell a therapy group a little bit about himself. He opens with, the details of my life are quite inconsequential, and that's kind of how I feel. By nature, I'm a very private person, and I often struggle to understand what other people want to know about me. Why would they want to know that about me? Do they need to know that about me? But despite these reservations, I'm going to take you on a journey through my travels to date and what brought me here. Very well, where do I begin? Let's start at the beginning. My childhood was typical. I was born in Leeds, England, but I always had the dreams, the ambitions to travel and see the world. To facilitate this, I picked a career, quantity surveying, that would not tie me to an office desk and offered opportunities for international assignments. In late 1997, the opportunity for one such assignment came up, and I found myself in the bayous of southeast Texas. From there, the next opportunity was a project which was to be built in central Alberta. Heck, the previous winter, my friends from the UK and I had spent 10 days snowboarding in Banff. This would be great. I could be in the mountains every weekend. So, after spending some time in the engineering office in downtown Houston, I moved to Red Deer, Alberta, and found myself sitting in a trailer, in a field, in Joffrey, watching some very deep holes get dug. Who knew the frost line was so far down? Since arriving in Canada, I'd bounced around as a project controls consultant and had met and worked with several FLIR people across various projects. I decided that I wanted a bit more stability in my career than consulting offered, but still with the assignment opportunities that a truly global company like FLIR could provide. The connections I'd made allowed me to get my foot in the door, and I joined FLIR in March of 2008. 6 months before the birth of my eldest daughter, Reese. 2008, 2009 were a blur. A new job, a new baby, and then in late 2009, an opportunity to live and work in Vancouver on a small project. Living in downtown Vancouver during the Winter Olympics was a memorable experience. I remember watching the men's hockey gold medal game from our 23rd floor apartment, hearing the collective sigh from the crowded bars when the USA went ahead, the roar of the crowds when Canada tied the game and then scored in overtime, the celebrations on Robson Street for the victory the whole country was holding its breath for. Turned out that my small project was a cog in a much larger wheel, and the relationship I developed with my project manager led to not only a new friendship, but also a wonderful 18-month assignment living La Bella Vita in Milan, Italy. So, with an almost 2-year-old and 2 dogs in tow, off we went. Italy was both an incredibly frustrating and a delightful experience. From bureaucracy, shrugs, to macchiatos, aperitivo, the remnants of ancient Rome, and as it turned out, the gateway to our next adventure. Next up was Abu Dhabi in the Middle East, which proved to be a springboard for more travel opportunities, along with immersing ourselves in the local culture. Desert camping, camel beauty contest, dune bashing, 5-star hotels surrounded by an ocean of sand. Until the day our 5-year-old daughter said on checking into one such hotel, "Where's the man?" "What man?" we asked. "The man to take our luggage from the car." That was the day we knew it was time to return to Canada. We returned home for the holidays in 2013, and on New Year's Eve found ourselves meeting a realtor to look at an acreage just south of the city. By 5 p.m. that day, we'd submitted an offer, had it counted the counter, and come to agreement. We didn't actually return to Calgary full-time until late the following June when we took possession of the acreage. I have to admit, we went a little bit crazy at first. Within 2 weeks, we owned a small herd of fainting goats. Within 2 months, we adopted an aging horse from a friend of my sister-in-law, and a barn cat who now spends most of his days sleeping on my bed. We then followed that up with a pony to keep the first horse company. Today the count stands at 2 dogs, neither of them the originals that first set out on our travels with us. The barn cat, the pony, 4 goats, a small flock of chickens, and the most recent addition, tropical fish. Most significantly in that time, we had the opportunity to meet, provide respite care to, fall in love with, and in early 2018, adopt a wonderful, now 10-year-old, Leah, to complete our little family. And that's me in a nutshell. Like Austin Powers, international? Definitely. Man of mystery? Hopefully a little less so now. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, for giving me this opportunity to start a new journey on my chosen pathway and to share a bit about me. Hopefully, like my favorite joke about polar bears, I was able to break the ice. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.